We welcome you all to Game 4 of this quarterfinal round here on MCTV. Mifflin County will play the final game of day 1 here at the Curve Invitational. Hello, everybody. My name is Aiden Stevens. We welcome you live to MCTV Baseball. And this one's going to be a special one. It's going to be a 2-day event. Huskies, if they win today and they win their second game tomorrow, they're going to play for a championship. But they got to focus on Greater Latrobe, as they are one of the better teams in this tournament. But the Huskies think they could take them. Huskies, as of late, have not been hot. They've dropped 3 of their last 4, dropped down to around 140 in the state ranking. But Greater Latrobe is around that 170 range. So it's a very equal matchup between these two teams. On the mound for Mifflin County today is going to be Cronenworth, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to get that quadruple checked with us later today, or whenever we go. Both of these teams' next game is tomorrow. We're going to find out who each of them play respectively. We welcome you all here to Altoona, Pennsylvania, home to some of the greatest Pittsburgh Pirates ever. Started their career here. And somebody who I think I should bring up is Paul Skeens, one of the most famous pitchers in the MLB right now. Got on the cover of MLB The Show 25. And he made his first career start right on that mound right there here in Altoona, Pennsylvania. This is where some of the greatest MLB careers started. And some high school players are going to live out some dreams here in Altoona, Pennsylvania. The Curve Invitational. When we return, we'll bring first pitch to you live on MCTV. Evan Strohecker leading us off for the Huskies today. He has had the hot bat for Mifflin County as of late. Right there's Evan warming up. Huskies played yesterday, so they obviously to the start of the season, a lot of games got canceled or postponed, moved away. Strohecker's going to lead us off for the Huskies. Opening pitch, about to get underway. Strohecker, the left-handed hitting center fielder, gets set in the box. The 0-0 will take high and away for ball 1. A little bit of a different setup here. We're a lot more up in the skies in the 300 section. Thank you to the Altoona staff for letting us be up here today. That one's going to be hit right field. Right fielder's going to get under it, call for it, and make the first out of the game. Now batting Lincoln Rubel. Rubel steps into the box. The pitch. That one's going to be high for ball one. Beautiful ballpark here. Altoona Curve, AA program for the Pirates. That one's going to be hit right field. It'll get down for a base hit, and it gets by. Here comes Rubel. He's going around too, and he'll have a standing double here. Slides into second. And the Huskies, which their problem all season has been getting runners on base and capitalizing. Right here could be a great chance. Jaden Smith now at the plate. If you remember the first game against Altoona, last time out, Smith had the last out of the game. It was a diving catch by the center fielder to prevent the runs, tying and possibly scoring runs, winning runs at the plate. He's going to take to the inside part of the plate for strike one. Smith gets set. The pitch. Smith's going to take inside. It'll be a 1-1 count. Smith is set. Rubel on second. The 1-1 pitch. That one's going to be hit center field. Center, it's going to drop down in between. Rubel's going to go to third. He's going to get in there safely. And they're going to have runners on the corners with one out. Smith couldn't have blooped it in there better. And Christine's going to come up to the plate. Smith at first. Rubel at third. Christine at the plate. Had a 2-hit game against Altoona his last time out. In the 3-1 loss. Christine is set. That one's going to be chopped the second. Going to try and get 2, 4, 6. Huskies. He gets in there safely. And the Huskies lead 1-0 with a fielder's choice. Nice job by Christine to beat it out. And the Huskies lead 1-0 in the top of the first. Very similar game to the last one. Started out with a 1-run top of the first inning. As Weaver's now at the plate. Looks to bunt with 2 outs. That one's going to go foul. It'll be an 0-1 count. Plank on deck for the Huskies. If you're just joining us, Huskies lead 1-0 top of the first inning. Huskies score early, but as the game goes on, kind of die off at the bat. That one pickoff attempt is going to be late to Christine. Weaver set in the box. The 0-1. Christine's going to take off for second to play at the plate in time. Christine has a stolen base. Just talking to Mifflin County, they think that this is going to be one of their tougher games in the tournament. They play Williamsport tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. I will double check that with you in between innings. The 1-1 to Weaver. Weaver's going to chop one to second, fielded cleanly. Play it first in time for out number 3. Huskies lead 1-0. You're watching MCTV. Brody Rumman here going to lead off for Greater Latrobe. Crownover on the mound for the Huskies. The first pitch. It's going to be high for ball one. Crownover making his first start of the season. That one's going to be low for ball two. Here comes the 2-0. We'll take strike one. Huskies scored in the top of the first. 1 run on 2 hits. That one's going to be skied. First baseman Smith goes into foul territory, reels in the ball, and it'll be out 1. Mason Leonard now at the plate for Greater Latrobe. Talking to Coach Hopple before the game, he said really the top 3 of this order, that one's going to be a liner through the gap, and it'll be a single. The first hit of the game for Greater Latrobe. Talking to Coach Hopple before the game, he said that this top 3 are going to be the real challenge for the Huskies, as Eli Boring is going to come up to the plate. 1 on, 1 out. Bottom of the first inning, Huskies lead 1-0. Runner's going to take his lead at first. Pickoff attempt. Not in time. We'll get back in safely. Here comes the 0-0. Going to be inside for ball 1. Runner on first. Pickoff attempt once more. These pickoff attempts, they don't look as hard as a throw as a pickoff could be. It's just trying to slow things down, go Crownover's tempo. That one's going to be high and away. It'll be a 2-0 count. Runner takes his lead at first. The pitch. Runner's going to take off for second. The throw down from Lepley, way in time. He got him. What a throw from Easton Lepley. And it'll be 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Lepley with a beautiful throw down to second. Got him out by a couple of feet. That one's going to be inside. It'll be a 3-1 count. Here comes the 3-1. That one's going to be hit to second base, fielded cleanly. And that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. Huskies lead 1-0. The scoreboard goes away from us. Huskies lead 1-0. Big throw down by Easton Lepley to get the runner out at second. Crownover rolled one over to second base to end the inning. Huskies looking to add insurance here as we head to the bottom of the second, or the top of the second. You're watching MCTV. Plank will lead off for us here in the bottom of the second. Top of the second, my apologies. Huskies for the first time all season wearing their white uniforms. White and white on top, black on the bottom. Here to Latrobe's wearing their black and orange jerseys with white pants. Plank steps into the box. First pitch of the second inning. That one's going to be hit left field. It's under it, 4 out 1. One pitch, 1 out here in the second inning. Now batting Grady Hopple, second baseman. We'll take ball 1. It's a beautiful day for baseball here. Not a cloud in sight. That one's going to be high. It'll be a 2-0 count. The 2-0. Hopple's going to hit one deep center field. Center fielder gets under it. 4 out 2. Huskies hitting the ball very well so far. Just have been falling right into the outfielder's gloves. Parker Crown over the pitcher, now coming up to the plate. 2 down here, top of the first. Huskies lead 1-0. Swings through strike 1. Here comes the 0-1. Swings through that, it'll be 0-2. The 0-2. Swings through strike 3. It'll be a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Huskies. Crownover trying to rebound out of the strikeout, trying to rebound on the mound. When we return, bottom of the second, you're watching MCTV. Luke Smith now coming to hit for Latrobe. Huskies lead 1-0. And here's the start of the bottom of the second. That one's going to be fouled out of play into the 200s. Up here in the 300s, kind of like a bit of a wind tunnel. Doesn't look like there's a lot of wind, but that one's going to be outside for ball 1. But when the wind picks up, it can get really bad up here. Nonetheless, we don't have to worry about that right now. Huskies still leading 1-0. The 1-1 to Smith. We'll take strike 2 on the outside part of the plate. Nice fast ball there by Crownover. Here comes the 1-2. Will be outside. It'll be a 2-2 count. Crownover is set. The 2-2. Will take strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. And after Crownover struck out to end the top half of the second, he'll start the bottom half with a strikeout of his own. Cole Short coming up to the plate now for Greater Latrobe. Number 14, the right-handed hitter. Set in the box and the first pitch. We'll take high and inside for ball 1. Comes the 1-0 to Crownover, or to Short. We'll take strike 1. Short plays in the infield, could also pitch from the right-handed side. We'll take strike 2 on the outside part of the plate. Here comes the 1-2 to Short. That one's going to get chopped to second. Hopple fields it cleanly. And that'll be out number 2 of the inning. Luke Bullbush now coming up to the plate for Greater Latrobe. Here comes the 0-0. Take strike 1. Crownover quickly set the 0-1. That one's going to be outside. Ball 2. The 1-1. We'll take strike 2. Caught him frozen, I guess, on that one. The 1-2 pitch from Crownover to Bullbush. Chopped foul. The count stays the same. The 1-2. Out off once more. We'll do it again. The 1-2 from Crownover. We'll take ball 2 high. It'll be 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bullbush is set. The pitch. That one's going to get chopped in between the short and third base gap. And it'll be another single for Latrobe. Jack Stinchola. Huskies have already thrown 1 out stealing. That one's going to set up outside for ball 1. Greater Latrobe trying to tie the game here. The 1-0. It's going to be away for ball 2. Runner on first, 2 outs. Bottom of the second. Huskies lead 1-0. It's going to get chopped to third. Christine fields it cleanly. Tough throw over to first. In time for out number 3. Huskies get the out nonetheless. The scoreboard disappears once again. I'll make sure to be on time next time. Huskies lead 1-0. We head to the third. Live on MCTV Baseball. We welcome you back to live MCTV Baseball. I'm Aiden Stevens. We're coming up into the top of the third. Huskies lead 1-0. Scoreboard shows both teams 2 hits. Now batting Elliot Yetter, left fielder, but also catch. We'll take ball 1. Elliot Yetter had the lone run for the Huskies yesterday against Altoona. Got on via a walk. That one's going to get chopped to short. Fields it cleanly. In time for out number 1. Huskies get back to the top of the order. Strohecker leading off. Lined out his last time out. Strohecker is set. The pitch. We'll take inside for ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Take inside will be 2-0. The 2-0 to the center fielder. Takes outside, it'll go 3-0. Here comes the 3-0. In auto take mode, we'll take strike 1. Rubel on deck, he doubled last time out. Here comes the 3-1. Takes high for ball 4. Strohecker gets on base via a walk. Another Rubel double will probably send Strohecker home. 405, dead center here in Altoona. This is not the first time Rubel has doubled in Altoona. He doubled in the last game against Altoona High on the other side of the highway. Another pickoff attempt, got in there safely, barely. It's going to be high for ball 1. Who got a double against Altoona High his last time in the city. Strohecker gets set on first. Rubel at the plate. That one's going to get hit right to the shortstop for out number 2. Looked like from up here that I might have been able to get over his head. Nice job to step back. Jaden Smith now up to the plate, first baseman. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Chris Stein on deck. He is the RBI via fielder's choice. Pickoff attempt, not in time. Strohecker has his lead at first. It's going to tick off for second. That one's going to be high and out of the catcher's glove. Strohecker got about a third of the way to second, or third. And decided to go back. Runner in scoring position for the second time today for the Huskies. Third time, actually. Scored in the first, and another one in the first, but grounded out. Strohecker on second. The pitch to Smith. Smith's going to chop that one foul. It'll be a 1-1 to the first baseman, the junior. One count to Smith. Set the pitch. Takes inside for ball 2. The 2-1 to Smith. That one's going to get chopped through the gap. They're going to send Strohecker home, and the Huskies are going to lead 2-0 just like that. Jaden Smith 2 for 2 on the day, and he has an RBI. Chris Stein coming up to the plate. He has the other. Smith at first, 2 outs. Huskies score another run here in the third, leading Latrobe 2-0. High and inside for ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Christine, a high pop fly. Third baseman looks to get under it. Drops it in the sun. That one might have went above the roof of the stadium. On that one, obviously not a cloud in sight. That's why you put the sunglasses over your eyes and not your hat. That's just me. 1-1 count to Christine. Reached on fielder's choice and has an RBI. Christine's going to pop one up out of play, right back our way. The 1-2 to the third baseman. That one's going to be high. It's going to get through. Smith thinking about third, not going to go. And the Huskies have another stolen base. Smith's 2 for 2. Christine 1 for 1 with an RBI. Pitcher steps off. Here comes the 2-2. Christine's going to dribble one foul. We'll do it again. Smith on second. 2 outs. Top of the third. Huskies lead 2-0 on 3 hits. Here comes the 2-2. Christine hits it to right field. Fielder tracking. Gets under it for out number 3. Got the scoreboard that time. Huskies lead 2-0. When we return, Greater Latrobe trying to find something with the bats. You're watching MCTV Baseball. The bottom of the third inning, in case you guys did not know, Altoona, the Curve here, have a roller coaster out in right field. I personally love this. It is such a unique part and something you'd never expect at a baseball field. Andrew Hance is going to come up to the plate for Greater Latrobe. He's going to take ball 1. Mowing inside. Round over set. That one's going to be chopped to third. Christine makes the play over to first. In time for out number 1. Christine has been working that arm a lot over these last 2 games. In game, I think he might have 10 to 15 putouts. For a defensive standpoint, that's very impressive. He's going to take strike 1, Cooper Bassiano. He's going to take strike 2 after Bassiano. Latrobe's going to have the top of the order coming up. Crownovers allowed 2 hits so far. Here comes the 0-2. That one's going to be hit. Smith tracks under it, calls for it. Out of play. And for the second time, Smith catches a pop fly in foul territory. We flip the order here. Brody Rummel is going to come up to the plate. 0 for 1 on the day so far. Here comes the 0-0. Going to take strike one. Looked to be an off speed there. Tucked out of the way. Got the inside part of the plate. It'll be 0-1 to the top of the order. Going to take strike two. Here comes the 0-2 to Rummel. Close to strike three. They aren't going to call it. It'll be a 1-2 count. The pitch from Crownover. Pop fly, center field. Strohecker gets under it, makes the third out of the inning. And the Huskies lead 2-0 through 3. You're watching MCTV Baseball live from Altoona. The winner of this game will play Williamsburg tomorrow at 5 p.m. The loser will play Kerwinsville at noon. Weaver's going to lead off for us here in the bottom half, or the top half of the fourth. There we go. Took us a couple times. We got there. Weaver's played shortstop and DH throughout the season. Here comes the 0-0. The take outside for ball one. Here comes the 1-0. Gonna take, it'll be 2-0. My apologies for the echo from the microphone and the camera. The 2-0. It's gonna be high, it'll be 3-0 count to number 27. The 3-0 to Weaver. Will take strike one. Plank on deck for the Huskies. The 3-1. Weaver's going to draw a 5-pitch walk. Nice job by Weaver. Ty Plank up to bat, runner on first, no outs, top of the fourth inning. Huskies lead 2-0 on 3 hits here in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Weaver has his lead at first. Take high, it'll be a 1-0 count. Here comes the pickoff attempt. That's going to roll away. Weaver's going to take second. He's going to send him around to third. Umpire's going to call time. It got stuck under the fence. stuck maybe in that red thing right there. Huskies have a runner on third with no outs, up 2-0. They've struggled with the bats, I'd say, all season more than the pitching. The umpire and Coach Hopple are going to have a talk. And the umpires are going to have a meeting with each other. They're going to decide whether Weaver gets second or third. They're going to send him back to second. Had that ball not have gotten stuck, Weaver would have probably had third. So instead of there being a runner on third, there's a runner on second. Still no outs and a 1-0 count to Plank after the unsuccessful pickoff attempt. Now the catcher and pitcher are going to have a talk with each other. Plank set in the box. Comes the 1-0. We'll take strike one. Comes the pitch. Plank's going to chop one to the pitcher. Now we're going to get in a run down here. A pickle. He's going to get out at third. Plank advances to second. So it's in reality the same result as just a strikeout. Just the runners switched places with the batters. Hopple now coming up to the plate, and that's smart base running by Weaver. Stay in that pickle as long as he can, allow Plank to get over to second. Could have been a lot worse for the Huskies. Comes the first pitch to Hopple. Squeezes. Everybody ran in like they were signaling for bunt, and the pitcher calls pickoff. Smart strategy, get it guys regrouped. The 0-0 will take strike inside. That'll be an 0-1 count to the second base. Crown over on deck for the Huskies. The pitcher, he struck out on 3 swings his last time up. Here comes the 0-1. Hopple's going to chop it to second base. Diving play in time for the out. Very close play. The runner moves up 90 feet. Crown over with a big at bat here. Crownover's thrown 3 shutout innings, allowed 2 hits, and has a strikeout. Crownover's going to foul one off. He's seen 4 pitches. He swung at every single one. Crownover and Hopple are going to have a talk with each other. Runner on third, 2 outs. Crownover swings through that one. We know 2 count. Weaver at third, or Plank, my apologies. That one's going to be hit right center field. It's going to get down in the gap. The second swing, or the 6th straight swing is the one that pays off. Plank scores. Huskies lead 3-0. We're going to have a courtesy runner here. Looks like it'll be Logan Alexander. Through a complete game the last time against Altoona in the 3-1 loss. Huskies may have found their rhythm here. Here comes the 0-0. Getter swings for the fences just a little early on that one. Alexander at first. 3-0 Huskies lead. It's going to be a pitch out there. It'll be ball one. It's going to be in the dirt. That'll be a 2-1 count. The 2-1 to the left fielder could also catch in Getter. They're just going to take low. 3-1 count. Count gets to 3-2. Expect Alexander to take off. Getter gets set. The 3-1. Swings through that one. Count goes full. Expect Alexander to take off at first. Does just that. The 3-2 will be fouled out of play. Almost into the 300s. Here comes the 3-2. Alexander's going to chop it to second. The play over at first. In time for out 3. Huskies lead 3-0 though. Great performance so far on the bats. When we return, we're halfway through this one. You're watching MCTV Baseball. Are halfway through this one. Mason Leonard's going to lead off for Greater Latrobe. My apologies. Crown over set the first pitch. It's going to be outside for ball one. Huskies have 3 runs on 4 hits. Greater Latrobe has 0 runs with 2 hits and an error. It's also going to be low for ball 2. Wind picks up here. It's going to be a dead ball. Hit Leonard in the ankle. Good to see him walk it off. Here comes the 2-1 to Leonard. It's going to be chopped to third. It'll go foul. Here comes the 2-2 to Leonard. It's going to be chopped. Smith chasing it. Will go into the netting and out of play. We'll do the 2-2 once more. Halfway through scheduled innings, our last game here in the tournament went to extra innings. And NBC defeated Juniata Valley 3-2 in 8. That one's going to get chopped to center field. It'll get down for a base hit. Eli Boring coming up to the plate, left-handed hitter. Runner takes his lead at first. That one's gonna hit him. And now Greater Latrobe has the tying run coming up to the plate. Huskies lead 3-0. Now here comes Coach Lepley to talk to Crownover. Luke Smith coming up to the plate for Greater Latrobe. They have a runner on first and second, no outs. Bottom of the fourth, tying run coming up to the plate. They're going to keep Crownover in the game. He's gone shutout through 3. Luke Kniper-Smith, his 2 last names. Here comes the 0-0 to Kniper-Smith. That one's going to be hit to first. Going to try and turn it 3-6. He's going to hold on to it, get the out at first, or second. Runner from second moves up to third. Nice throw by Smith, able to get out the runner. Boring. Runner on first and third, 1 out. Coming up for number 14. Runner on first, 1 out. Runner on first, third, 1 out. That one's going to be chopped down the third base line, but foul. Huskies lead 3-0. Luke Smith is not batting right now. Grounded into a fielder's choice. Runner on first and third, 1 out. The 0-1. It's going to be low in the dirt. That might have been the slowest stolen base I've ever seen. Maybe, actually, no. My apologies. That was a smart play by Lepley. Held on to the ball because if he threw it down the second, the runner from third was going to come home. My apologies on that one. Lepley with a big heads-up play, but the force out at second is now gone. That one's going to be low in the dirt again, and it'll be a 2-1 count. Huskies lead 3-0, but Greater Latrobe has 2 in scoring position with 1 out. The 2-1. That one's going to be chopped foul down the third base line. Huskies are going to have somebody warming up in the bullpen. I believe that's Aiden Arnold. Don't 100% me on that. Crownover is now set. The 2-2. High and inside count goes full. The 3-2 to Cole Short. That one's going to be hit right field. Plank is going to get under it. The runner's going to tag from third to home. They're going to try and get the runner out at third. nearly get him. He's safe. And Greater Latrobe is on the board. 3-1 is our score. Good throw by Plank in right field, I'll say. Nearly got the runner out, trying to tag up. Luke Bolbush coming up. Gonna take a ball high. Be a 1-0 count. That one's gonna be low in the dirt for ball 2. The 2-0. Outside, it'll be 3-0. The 3-0 to Bolbush. He's going to take ball 4. Looked pretty good from up here, but must have been just a tad inside. Jack Stinolcha. Runner on first and third, 2 outs. Leading runs at the plate. They're going to call a balk on Crownover, and the run will score. And now it's a 3-2 game. Now a runner on second, tying run at second. Greater Latrobe has reeled this game within 1. Crownover is set. The 1-0. Outside, and that is his 6th straight ball. Arnold looks to be back in the dugout. Here comes the 2-0. Will finally throw his first strike in 7 pitches. Lepley's going to go talk to Crownover. Crownover is set. The 2-1. Pickoff attempt. Not in time. It'll be the 2-1 to Stenchula again. Runner takes a deep lead at second. That one's going to get chopped to third. Christine throws it over to first in time. Huskies maintain the lead, but Greater Latrobe closes into 1. When we return, Huskies get the bats back live on MCTV Baseball. Strohecker's going to lead off for us in the bottom, or the top of the fifth. Here at the Altoona Curve Stadium. Beautiful ballpark. Set the pitch. It's going to be low in the dirt for ball one. Here comes the pitch. High for ball two. Here comes the 2-0 to Strohecker. Gonna take strike one. Here comes the 2-1. That one's gonna hit the dirt. Pitcher fell. The 3-1 to Strohecker. He drew a walk in his last plate appearance. And he drew another one. Strohecker's last two at-bats, 2 walks. Huskies lead 3-2 here, top of the 5th inning. Huskies warming up 2 pitchers in the bullpen. Here comes the 0-0 to Rubel. That one's going to be in the dirt. Strohecker's going to take second. Barely stays on the bag, but Strohecker has another stolen base. Huskies have been taking advantage of the wild pitches, the drops by the catcher. That's allowed their runners to be in scoring position. That one's going to be low and away for ball two. Coach is going to come out and talk to the pitcher. Rubel's ahead 2-0, runner on second. Huskies up 3-2. You're watching MCTV Baseball. We come back from the intermission. Runner on second, 2-0 count to Rubel. He doubled in the first inning, second plate appearance of the game. Rubel trying to do something similar here. That one's going to be low in the dirt, and another wild pitch is going to send Strohecker to third. And once again, the Huskies are capitalizing on these wild pitches. Runner on third, 3-0 count to Rubel. Now it's going to be low and away, and Rubel draws a 4-pitch walk. Smith 2 for 2 on the day. Has an RBI in the third. Joel Beamer's going to pinch run here for Lincoln Rubel after the 4-pitch walk. Raider Latrobe is warming somebody up in the bullpen, as well as Mifflin County. Runner on first and third, no outs. Smith coming up to the plate, 3-4-5. Scheduled to come up. Expect Beamer to steal second at some point in this at bat. Get rid of the force play at second and put two in scoring position. Runner on first and third. First pitch is going to be low. And a 1-0 count. That one's going to be taken for strike one. Beamer takes an extra step. He's going to take off for second. That one's low and away. The play at the base, not in time. Huskies have another stolen base. Second and third, no outs. Smith at the plate. Chris Stein on deck. He has an RBI in the first inning. And that's the difference right now. Huskies lead 3-2 after a two-run second from Greater Latrobe. We'll take strike two. The 2-2 to Smith. It's going to be low in the dirt. It'll be a 3-2 count. Chris Stein on deck. Huskies lead 3-2 on 4 hits. And a lot of stolen bases. The 3-2 to Smith. Smith cranks one to left field. Left fielder's going to chase it. It'll go out of play. And that's the power that we see out of Smith. Hopefully straightens one up here and sends it over the left field wall. Huskies do not have a home run this season, and they're 7 games in. 7 games in 4 innings, I should say. Smith trying to change that. Count still is full. Strohacker on third. Beamer on second. Pinch ran for Rubu, who drew a 4-pitch walk. Here comes the 3-2 to Smith. Smith's going to take, and it'll be a walk. And now the bases are going to be jammed for the third baseman, Reese Christine. We need to teach PA announcers how to say Christine's last name. We're going to have a mound visit here. New pitcher's going to come in, try and get out of the jam. You're watching MCTV. Huskies up by 1, have the bases loaded with 0 outs. When we return, we'll figure out how the top of this 5th inning goes. You're watching MCTV Baseball. Looks like Hayden Portfield is going to take over on the mound for Josh Backa. It'll be one senior taking over for another. New pitcher here, bases are loaded, 0 outs. Christine has a chance to open this game wide open. Here comes the 0-0 to Christine. That one's going to be hit right center field. Right fielder's going to call for it. Gets under it. Here comes Strohacker, the play at the plate. Not in time. And he's out at second. Got caught trying to tag up, apparently. I was watching Strohacker, making sure he got home safely. But the Huskies do lead 4-2 now, and they've scored 4 runs across 5 innings and no multi-run inning. The offense has been consistent, and that's something the Huskies have been struggling to do with the bats, be consistent. So runner on first, 2 outs. It's going to be inside for ball 1 to Weaver. Comes the 1-0 to Weaver. Weaver's going to swing one deep left field. Left fielder loses it, gets back under it for out number 3. Huskies add on another run. You're watching the Curve Invitational live on MCTV. I'm Aiden Stevens. When we return, we got 2.5 innings of baseball scheduled. Greater Latrobe reeled within. They scored 2 last inning. If they do that again, we're going to have a tie ball game. You're watching MCTV. And we welcome you back here as a new pitcher comes in for Mifflin County. Brownover comes out. Arnold comes in. Arnold is set. The pitch will take strike 1. Here comes the 0-1. That one's going to hit before the left-handed batter's box. And we'll go 1-1. Here comes the 1-1. Beautiful fastball. Got the outside middle part of the plate. It'll be a 1-2 count to Hans. Arnold is set. The 1-2. They're going to call that one outside. Look to get the corner from my point of view up here. Here comes the 2-2. That one's going to be hit center field. Strohecker chasing it down, reels it in, and that'll be out number 1. Cooper Bassiano coming up to the plate. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be taken on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. One's going to be low in the dirt. We're going to have ones across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Taken low and away for ball. Ball 1, my apologies. Now we're going to have ones across the board. That one's going to be in the left-handed batter's box. It'll be 2-1 now. Here comes the 2-1. We'll take strike 2. Here comes the 2-2. That one's going to get chopped right back towards me. The 2-2 to Bassiano. Low and away. Or my apologies, I was right. The scoreboard was wrong. That'll be a walk for Bassiano. That's why you don't second guess yourself. Trust your gut. Runner on first for the top of the order. Tying run coming up to the plate and Brody Rumman. Runner on first. The pitch. It's going to take strike 1. Fastball outside part of the plate. Runner on first, 1 out, 0-1 count to Rumman. That one's going to be hit right field, go out of play. Oh, and that hit something. I don't know if you guys heard it like how I heard it, but pretty loud crash into the kid zone here in Altoona. Here comes the 0-2 to Rumman. That one's going to be high. It'll be 1-2. Pickoff attempt, not in time. Swings through strike 3 and a big strikeout for Aiden Arnold here in the 5th. Two outs, bottom of the 5th inning. Arnold on the mound, runner on first. Will take ball 1 high. Here comes the 1-0 to Leonard. Leonard's going to hit one right field. It's going to go foul. that were to go fair, we could very much have a tie game. It's parked fairly deep, 325 down the lines, 405 dead center. And in right field, there's a roller coaster. If you aren't here in the third inning, I'll show that after this pitch. The 1-1 to Leonard. Leonard versus Arnold. Runner takes his lead at first. The 1-1. We'll take strike two as we're going to look back over here at this roller coaster. I love the quirky traditions here, especially across the minor leagues. Here we are at People's Natural Gas Field. The 1-2. That one's going to get chopped foul once again. But all of the little quirky stuff, like the roller coaster out and right, just fun stuff to make parks unique. And that's why I love People's Natural Gas Field here in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Double-A affiliated with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Paul Skeens made his first career start on the mound that Aiden Arnold is on. The 1-2 to Leonard. Runner's going to take off for second. Smith throws it down at second. Didn't get him. Very close play at second. Leonard now has one in scoring position, but he's down to his last strike in the at-bat. Runner on second. 2 outs, 1-2 pitch. Outside, low and away. That'll be 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That's our score, 4-2. Huskies have 4 runs on 4 hits. The 2-2. Outside count goes full. The 3-2. Going to be called strike 3 and a big strikeout for Aiden Arnold. And the Huskies are 6 outs away from taking game 1 here in the Curve Invitational. You're watching MCTV when we return the final 2 innings live on MCTV Baseball. Here comes the 0-0 to Plank to start the 6th. Going to be inside for ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Plank's going to hit one to second. Fielded for out number 1. Huskies lead by 2 here in game 1 for the Huskies and game 4 for the overall tournament. Tomorrow, we figure out a Curve Invitational champion, 7:30. If your Huskies win today and they win their second game tomorrow, they'll play in that championship. Here comes the pitch to Hopple. That'll be high and inside for ball 1. The Huskies will play Williamsburg if they win at 5 p.m. Very similar start time to this one. Hopple's going to crush one high out of play, tracking, makes the catch over the railing for out 2. Now batting left-handed hitter Aiden Arnold. Clay Amon, I apologize, I'm getting the name wrong the whole time. Arnold wears 25. That one up the middle, fielded cleanly. The play at the base in time. And Clay Ahmed is going to be out. My apologies upon that. Arnold wears 25. Amon wears 35. Nonetheless, that was a quick 3-up, 3-down inning. When we return, greater look. My apologies. When we return, we have an inning and a half left of baseball here live on MCTV. Eli Boring coming up for the Wildcats. Ahmed is still on the bump. Comes the first pitch. Gonna take low and inside. That one's going to be hit to second. Hopple fields cleanly to throw to first in time for out number 1. Comes Luke Smith coming up to the plate now. It's going to be taking for ball 1. Comes the pitch. That one's going to be fielded to third. Christine throws over. Oh, and that one's going to get away from Smith. He's going to go around to second. Smith gets to second, and he'll have a standing, I guess, error. And he's on second base, and the tying run's coming up to the plate. Cole Short now coming up with a chance to tie the game. Mifflin County has led the whole game. The closest lead was 1 at the end of the bottom of the 4th. This is Huskies baseball. Slow, low scoring, try and wear you out. Here is the 0-0. We'll take ball 1. Here comes the pitch. That one's high in foul territory. And it's right in the tunnel. Right in that tunnel right there. Here comes the 1-1. Swings through strike 2. The 1-2 pitch to Short. will take ball 2 inside. The 2-2 to short. Swings through strike 3, and Ahmed has another big strikeout. Big at bat here. That one's going to be low and away for ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Going to be low and away for ball 2. If the Wildcats close the lead or possibly even tie the game here, you're going to have to go back to that error. Here comes the 2-0. Low and away for ball 3. The 3-0. It's going to be high for ball 4 and a 4-pitch walk. Hopple's going to come out. Coach Hopple's going to come out and talk to his player. Hayden Porterfield pitching. Hopple's going to trust Ahmed to get out of the inning. The first pitch to Porterfield. Going to be low and away for ball 1. The 1-0 from Ahmed. That one's going to be low and away. That one's going to go all the way to the backstop. And now they have 2 in scoring position. Tying run is at second base. And Ahmed has thrown 6 straight balls. Second time a Huskies pitcher has done that. The 7th one was a strike. The 2-0. Tying run on second. High and inside, a 7th straight ball. The 3-0 to Porterfield. Will take strike 1. The 3-1 will take strike 2. Count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th, tying run is in scoring position. The 3-2. That one's going to be hit right field. It's going to get down. And we are tied in Altoona. Identical scorecards. 4 hits, 4 runs, 1 error. And we're going to have An inning left. Hayfield with the biggest swing of the game. And Greater Latrobe has the leading run now on second. Will take ball high. Low and away. Ball 2. That one's going to be popped. Right field. Smith chasing it. Out of play. It'll be 2-1. The 2-1 will take ball away. It'll be a 3-1 count. Leading run at second. We're tied at 4 apiece. That's going to be low and away. Ball 4. The top of the order is going to come up soon. We're going to have a pitching change here for Mifflin County. We have identical scorecards. 4 runs, 4 hits, 1 error. Latrobe has scored 4 out of the last 5 runs and have all the momentum. Chase Hartung's going to come in and possibly save the Huskies from this trouble. When we return on MCTV Baseball, we're going to find out who wins this thriller live in Altoona. Cooper Bassiano has a chance to take the lead. Chase Hartung, the quarterback for the Huskies football team, on the mound, has 2 on, 2 out. Will take ball high. It'll be a 1-0 count. Foul tipped, it'll be a 1-1 count. Here comes the 0-1. We'll take strike 2. Hartung coming into relief. Here comes the 1-2 to Bassiano. He struck him out. Hartung keeps the game tied. We head to the last inning of regulation. Live on MCTV Baseball. You can't write it any better when we return the last inning on MCTV. Check 1-2.
All right, we're good.
Here live. Made a quick battery change before the 7th inning. Microphone was dying, but what is not dying, the energy of this game. 9-1-2 due up for the Huskies. We'll take high for ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Outside, it'll be 2-0 to Yetter. Here comes the 2-0. We'll call strike 1. Scoreboard is still on Curve Invitational. It's either 2-1 or 1-2. Fouls it off. It's 2-2 officially to Yetter. Huskies have not homered this season. That's going to be high, 3-2. Never a dull game with Mifflin County. Always comes down to the wire. That's why you guys watch the 3-2 to Yetter. Yetter's going to pop one right field, shallow. A diving, rough hit to the ground, not able to make the catch. We stay 3-2. Count is full for the first batter in the last inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs in the top half of the 7th. The pitch. Yetter's going to foul it back. Will he do it again? Here comes the 3-2. It's going to be fouled again. We'll do it once more. Huskies have led up till this point. The 3-2 to Yetter once more. That one's going to be hit to short. Fielded. Yetter has some speed. The play at the base. Not in time. Out 1. Strohecker now coming up to the plate. Walk. Last 2 plate appearances. He's 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Here comes the pitch to Strohacker. High and away for ball one. The 1-0 to Strohacker. It's going to be in the dirt, 2-0. Couldn't tell you the last time I seen a guy walk on 3 straight plate appearances. It's been a while, to say the least. Here comes the 2-0. We'll take one on the outside part of the plate. We'll go 2-1. Comes the 2-1. Striker's going to foul one down the line. The 2-2 to Strohacker. It's going to be chopped foul. We'll do it again. The 2-2 to Strohacker once more. That one's going to be hit left field, foul. Said this all season, Mifflin County is great in these 2-strike counts. The 2-2 to Strohacker. Outside, count goes full. Both at-bats so far this inning have gone full. The 3-2 to Strohacker. Chopped foul. Mifflin County's loving the fight from Strohacker. The 3-2 once more. Chops foul again. Porterfield might have 20 pitches, these two batters. The 3-2. Outside, and Strohacker draws a 3rd straight walk. Leading run on first. Joel Beamer coming up to the plate. Smith on deck. Beamer steps out. Strohacker takes his lead at first. The pitch. Bunts it down beautifully. They're going to advance Strohacker over to second. And now coming up to the plate, Jaden Smith. Tied at 4, leading runs at second for Mifflin County. Smith is set. The pitch. Low and away, Strohacker's going to take third. Goes about a third of the way home, comes back, and now the leading runs at third. Sonny turns to sunset. Leading runs at third, 2 outs, top of the 7th. Smith at the plate, the 1-0. That one's going to be hit right field. It's going to drift foul out of play. Runner on third, 2 outs. The 1-1. Strohacker on third, leading run. It's going to take outside, 2-1. Here comes the 2-1. Smith's going to hit it pop fly, right field. Catches it, and Greater Latrobe has a chance to walk it off. When we return, we're either going to have the last half of the inning, or we're going to go to extras for the second straight game at the Altoona Invitational. You're watching MCTV Baseball. As the bad news for Mifflin County gets even worse, the top of the order comes up. This is going to be a test for Hartung. Any run from the Wildcats wins them the game. If not, we go to extras. The first pitch takes ball outside. The 0-0, or 1-0, chopped up the middle. Nice play by the shortstop over to first in time for out one. A big-time play by Jaden Smith and Madden Weaver. Weaver with the throw. Smith able to keep his foot on the bag. Barely. But almost only counts in horseshoes, ladies and gentlemen. One out. Bottom of the seventh. The last game in this tournament went to extra innings. The home team won by in the eighth. Pop fly. It'll go foul up into the 200 section. Here comes the 0-1. Outside, 1-1. One's across the board in the seventh. Here comes the 1-1. Chopped foul. It'll go 1-2 to Leonard. Big at bat here for Leonard and Hartung. The 1-2. That one's going to be hit to Weaver once more. Weaver throw over to first in time for out two. Eli Boring now coming up to the plate. The Huskies said in the pregame that this top three was going to be the challenge. Hartung has gotten through two of them. Can he get through Boring? Here comes the 0-0. That one hit left field. Yetter underneath it. We're going to extra innings. 7 was not enough. We're going to 8. Live on MCTV. 7 was not enough. We go to 8. Christine leading off. Started the game 2 for 2. It's going to take strike 1. Arnold and Alexander are going to the bullpen together. I got that one right this time. Going to take outside for ball 1. The 1-1 to Christine. Going to take strike 2. Weaver on deck. Christine had the first RBI of the game. Here comes the 1-2. Takes high, it'll go 2-2. Here comes the 2-2. Christine hits it right to the second baseman for out 1. Weaver now coming up to the plate. Could have a clutch opportunity here. Plank on deck. Hopple in the hole. The first pitch to Weaver. Weaver's going to take strike 1. The 0-1. Going to be in the dirt for ball 1. Here comes the 1-1. High will go 2-1. The 2-1. Weaver's going to hit it left field, out of play. It'll be 2-2, 1 out, top of the 8th. Weaver's going to chop it foul. It'll be a dead ball. He stays alive. I've said this multiple times today. I'll say it again. Huskies have not homered this season, and I could not think of a better time for one now. Weaver set. The 2-2. Swings through strike 3. Plank comes up to the plate. Plank gets into the box. The 0-0. Takes high for ball 1. The 1-0. Low in the dirt will go 2-0. Haig is going to pinch hit here for the Huskies. After Plank. Here comes the 2-0 to the right fielder. Swings through that, will go 2-1. The 2-1. That one's going to be above the head. It'll be 3-1. Here comes the 3-1 to the right fielder. Will take a walk, and the leading run's on first with Haig coming up to the plate. Haig, a tri-sport athlete, he plays football, wide receiver, and he also plays guard for the basketball team. Runner on first, 2 outs, top of the 8th. Here comes the 0-0. Chopped through the short and third gap, and the leading run is now on second. Chase Hartung now coming up to the plate, the pitcher. Runner on second and first. 2 outs, top of the 8th. Pitcher is set. The 0-0. Will take high, ball 1. Yetter is on deck for the Huskies. Here comes the 1-0. That one's going to be hit out of play to the first baseman. Hits off the netting. It'll be a 1-1 to the quarterback. Latrobe has scored 4 of the last 5 runs. We're tied at 4 apiece. Huskies have not scored since the 5th. Here comes the 1-1. Hartung will take strike 2. The 1-2 to Hartung. Will take strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. And the Huskies leave a runner on second. When we return, we either have the ending of the game or we're going to have a full-length MLB game. We'll find out live on MCTV Baseball. Hartung can throw a pigskin 50-something yards. He needs to throw the baseball 60 feet to get to the mound. Hartung warming up for the start of the inning. It's the end of warm-ups. Luke Kniper-Smith gonna lead us off. Hartung is set. The 0-0. Takes high, ball 1. The 1-0 will take outside for ball 2. Here comes the 2-0 to Smith. Takes high, will go 3-0. The 3-0. takes ball 4, and the winning run is on first base. Cole short could win the game. We've seen the Wildcats squeeze in previous games this year. Here comes the 0-0. There's the squeeze right there. Beautifully down the first base line. Gonna tag him out. He's out, and the winning run is now on second base for Greater Latrobe. The 0-0 pitch, winning run is in scoring position. That one's going to get chopped back foul. Hit the railing. Comes the 0-1. Outside will go ones all across the board. The 1-1 pitch. In the dirt will go 2-1. Here comes the 2-1. Takes low and away, will go 3-1. The 3-1. Outside. They called a balk. The winning run's now on third. Infield plays in for Mifflin County. The 3-1 pitch. Hartung is set. The 3-1. Takes low in the dirt. It'll be a 5-pitch walk. And the pitcher who drove in the 2 runs to tie the game is coming up to the plate. Porterfield had a double, 2 RBI double to take the lead. They're going to intentionally walk him. Bases are loaded, 2 outs. Popple's going to call time. I believe we're going to have a substitution here, if I'm not mistaken. Bases loaded, bottom of the 8th, 1 out. Andrew Hance coming up when we return on MCTV. Hartung's going to stay in the game. Bases loaded, 1 out. Any hit into the outfield probably wins it. If it's a little dribbler in the infield, expect the Huskies to go home. Winning runs on third. The first pitch takes low. A walk could walk it off. A sacrifice bunt could walk it off. Anything to get the runner home from third. The 1-0 to Hance. It hits him. It's a walk-off hit by pitch. I don't think I have ever seen that in my history of watching sports. Greater Latrobe wins it 5-4 in 8 innings by a walk-off hit by pitch. I've been Aiden Stevens. That's been round 1 of the Curve Invitational. The Huskies will play tomorrow at 12 o'clock. It's going to be a rough morning for me. Nonetheless, we thank you all for watching. My name's Aiden Stevens. You be safe. You have a good night.